Do you know why the dragons didn't come back, Sisu? It's because people don't deserve them. Now, hold on a minute. That's my line. Oh, I'm sorry. I literally spoke those words to my best bud on the worst day of our lives. Our world doesn't deserve you yet. Ooh. Well, this is awkward. I'm the only dragon here that can talk. Raya and the Last Dragon, directed by Carlos Lopez Estrada and Dan Hall, and is the 59th Disney animated classic overall. And so Raya and the Last Dragon tells the story taking place in the fantasy realm of Kamandra, where the nations of Kamandra were once united in peace until the arrival of these monsters known as the Duran that transform anything they touch to stone. And the dragons, the protectors of Kamandra, fought bravely against the Duran to protect the people, but sadly all of the dragons were gone in the process, except for one, Sisu, the last dragon, hence the title of the movie. And she stored all her magic in this orb, in which 500 years later, Raya, voiced by Kelly Mary Tran, her family is the protector of the orb, and Raya is now the orb and Sisu's guardian. And when the Duran return, Raya loses her father. She must go on a quest that will determine the fate of Kamandra to find and protect Sisu and to defeat the Duran and unite Kamandra once again. This movie was initially scheduled to be released in November 2020, but Disney, of course, pushed it back to March 2021, both in theatres and on Disney Plus with premiere access to begin with, to avoid competition with Pixar's Soul, and also due to the COVID pandemic, obviously. At last, I have got to see my most anticipated animated movie of 2021. Just hearing Disney was going to make an animated movie based on a dragon got me hyped more than words can express. As you all know how much I adore dragons in movies. Any movie with a dragon, no matter what this is, I automatically gets sold and will see it. And some of my favorite movie characters of all time are dragons. You all know how much I consider Dreamworks' How to Train Your Dragon trilogy a true triumph of cinema. So I was hoping that Disney would achieve the same success with their dragon movie right here. Though I did also love their dragon movie from the 1940s, The Reluctant Dragon. So how does Raya and the Last Dragon compare to my expectations, and how does it compare to other Disney animated classics and other dragon movies? And I was especially looking forward to this one, as we hadn't had a Disney animated feature since 2019's Frozen 2, which is still the most underrated Disney movie of all time, and their best sequel. And as for Raya and the Last Dragon, all I can say is my thoughts are complicated, to say the least. Raya and the Last Dragon is the definition of a mixed bag. There, you can tell there's a great movie in there trying to break out, but this movie was not the new Disney masterpiece that I wanted it to be. I'm sorry. In fact, I would say Raya and the Last Dragon is probably the most overrated, overhyped movie of 2021 thus far. I'm just going to point out the flaws that held this movie back from being a true classic for me. I mean, I will give the animation of this movie all the praise in the world because the animation in this movie is something remarkable, especially the Sisu's fur and the water and the world of Kamandra itself is one of the greatest uh, worlds that Disney have ever created. And it's a world I am praying that Disney expands upon at Disneyland in their theme parks and the uh, mythology and the backstory of Kamandra just intrigued me from the get go. As a fantasy nerd myself, I mean I like to study the mythology of every fantasy world down to a T, and Kamandra is no exception. And James Newton Howard's score, it it's beyond epic. Thank goodness he was the composer here, because we all know how much he nailed the score for a dinosaur back in 2000. And he did the exact same here. It was a shame that we didn't get a single a song in the soundtrack. That is one nitpick. I do think this movie could have had just one or two, standout songs. But Namari is the my favorite character in the entire movie. She is not the antagonist, as some would presume. She's only trying to make her mother proud and her kingdom of Fang proud. In fact, Fang would be my personal favorite kingdom and part of Kamandra, especially with those cooler looking cat-like creatures. And Namari herself, uh, is she is a sweet and a trustworthy person at heart, and her heart is in the right place. So she just wants Raya, her friend turned enemy, to turn friend at the end, to trust her. And so Namari may be one of the best and most complex written characters of the entire Disney revival age era, and I, in all honesty, wish this was her story instead of Raya's. She would have made a way more compelling protagonist than Raya, but I will get to Raya soon. And uh, the message of the movie and the entire theme of unity is is one uh, is one message that the world needs right now. I mean, there's way too much bickering and unpleasantness going on in the world. As for the character of Raya, our first titular protagonist, Kelly Mary Tran, is marvelous at voicing Raya. She 100% knocks it out of the park, and I am overjoyed as she's getting more work at Disney after the Star Wars sequel trilogy. It was disgusting that Star Wars fans bullied her and harassed her so much after The Last Jedi. I mean, I'm not a Last Jedi lover myself, but it was not her fault if you didn't like the movie. That is not uh, ex- a excuse to bully anyone, and and she uh, is. such a lovely woman, and she uh, really made the character of Raya her own, and I can see uh, you know female audiences leaping up and cheering whenever Raya whips out her sword. It is uh, refreshing that so she doesn't need a prince or male characters who come to her aid whenever she's in the action scenes, and the sword fights that she has with Namari are the best action set pieces in the movie, and some of the best sword fights that Disney have ever done. uh, but the character of Raya herself is just every typical badass Disney heroine that we've seen before. She wants to make her father proud and save her father, uh, so that makes her too similar to Mulan, and it's another father and daughter story. Really, that's why I would have preferred Namari to be the protagonist here, because at least Namari had a strong mother and daughter story going. I mean, I mean, come on, Disney. I thought you were beyond the days where you just excluded the mother from the story for no reason. Where is Raya's mother? We are never told. And Raya's father, he is the most hollow father character I've ever seen in a Disney movie. He's barely in the movie. He's only in the first act until he's turned to stone by the Durin, and we don't see him again until he's revived in the finale. So it's harder to care about his character, and uh, the uh, other side characters, they were paper thin and served no purpose and took away time that we could have spent developing Raya and Sisu. I know they're supposed to represent a different part of Kamandra, but come on, at least give them some personality and flair here. But I never cared for the con baby. I could not give a flying monkeys about the boy who lived in the River Kingdom, and that muscular guy who lived in the Viking looking kingdom. Yeah, I uh, I don't even remember his name, not in the slightest. I mean, Raya and Sisu, I think, should have just been the two main characters. Let's get to Sisu, voiced by Aquafina. Uh, yes, so you all remember my uh, issue I had with the trailer when I heard Sisu talking. Have I changed my mind about that and accepted it after watching the movie? Hell to the no. My apologies, guys, but I still stand by what I said, that I don't think it was the right decision whatsoever to give Sisu dialogue. I think she would have been a way more of an adorable and endearing character had she not spoke a word. And just communicated through her big eyes, are just like Toothless in How to Train Your Dragon, because Aquafina, I mean, she is a queen and amazing and all, but so my goodness, her lines and her humor in this movie, especially when she transformed into a human, were annoying with a capital A. Yeah, and it took away from the dramatic tone that the movie was trying to have. Why I have no clue why Disney made this a comedic road movie when they marketed it as this big epic war movie, and yet we barely see any epic battles in this film. I hated the scenes when Sisu was a human. She should have just stayed a dragon, because she looks gorgeous as a dragon, and it's spectacular that we finally get to see a Chinese dragon, the first Chinese animated dragon since Mushu and Mulan. Uh, but uh, but as far as movie dragons go, she is not toothless, or any of the dragons in How to Train Your Dragon. She is not the Harry Potter dragons. She is not Smaug from The Hobbit. She is not Elliot from Pete's Dragon. She is not the reluctant dragon from The Reluctant Dragon. She is not Falcor from the Never-Ending Story. She's just uh, she's just a dragon that's neither uh, awesome nor awful. She's just in between for me, and the Duran, my goodness, are dreadful antagonists. I mean, and that Sisu fake out death when Namari shoots a Sisu in the chest with the arrow, and the movie tricks you into thinking Sisu is now dead, was a pointless and unpredictable way of raising the tension for the finale, because we just knew that Sisu was going to be revived and come back to life, and she does. Spoiler alert! And the other dragons, they look exactly the same as her, just different colours. They sound like I'm being overly critical on this movie, I know, but as somebody who saw the House of Train Your Dragon trilogy, and this is a complete step down from that, and there's one line of dialogue that's literally copies a scene from the Hidden World when Raya tells Sisu that the dragons are gone because people don't deserve them. Yeah, that's exactly the same as Hiccup's line to Toothless. Our world doesn't deserve you yet. How dare you copy Dreamworks and How to Train Your Dragon 3? And I am shocked that people are saying they actually like Raya better than How to Train Your Dragon. I'm sorry, but there is no way Raya and the Last Dragon is better than the House of Train Your Dragon trilogy. It's nowhere near as good as any of the three House of Train Your Dragon movies. I mean, it has none of the creative dragon designs that those movies had. It's it has no cooler dragon battles that those movies has, and it doesn't have a consistent tone like those movies has. Sorry, Disney, you tried your best to do your own version of How to Train Your Dragon, but DreamWorks have you beat. Overall, Raya and the Last Dragon is a perfectly satisfactory Disney animated movie for what it is, and I would rank it in the middle of the Disney revival age movies. But I was expecting far more from Disney. I give Raya and the Last Dragon 3 stars out of 5. Good movie. So yeah, it's still good to see Disney Animation Studios still growing strong, and their next movie after this one will be their 60th animated classic. Goodness, bye, good. So yeah, that had better be Lion King level of epic right there. Well, I love you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this review. And what are your thoughts on Raya and the Last Dragon? And do you agree How to Train Your Dragon is better? Please comment and let me know. Please like this video and subscribe. Please follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. And I'll see you next time when I continue the Doctor Who Series 3 reviews at last, as well as give my thoughts on the Zack Snyder Netflix movie Army of the Dead, and I'm also looking forward to Pixar's Luca on Disney Plus later this June. And remember, movies are us. Bye, guys.